बिल्कुल. Okay, thank you. All right, started. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome for today's session associated with the test series for main students. Now, all those students who are present and who are curious about this specific course, this is not a course for beginners. If you are a student who is a beginner and who has yet not completed the syllabus, or like let us say has yet not like completed a sizable chunk of the syllabus, then please do not take admission for this course. I mean, mostly people have a tendency to promote or sell the given course. I will not encourage, because this is a higher level test series. There is a beginner's course related to sociology about which I have just conducted the workshop. You can attend that workshop. So with that course, there is answer writing program and test series that is conducted simultaneously. This course, which today I am sharing with all of you right now, this is associated with test series for aspirants who are either writing mains this year or who have completed sociology with me or any other teacher, or in their private capacity, or third category, if a student is at least 1/3 through with the syllabus. Okay, if you are one of such students, then you can take admission in this given course. So this sociology test series, which I have started, which I am aspiring to create for all of you, it is comprising of certain subsegments which all of you can see, and if there are queries, you can keep asking. All right, all those students who have any queries, please feel free to ask. So when we are discussing about the same, let us reflect upon what possibilities can be created about this given course. Just a moment, let me just check your chat if any student has written something and if I'm missing it at any pretext. So no, not anything presently. Any student who has any query, you can just write in between. All right. So when we are talking about this given course related to the test series, this is something which I want to create as a value addition. I want to create it as something which, you reflect upon and you feel that, okay, this is something which is going to broaden my horizon, which is going to do some value addition to my preparation. My basic concepts are done. Let me see that with what precision I am able to articulate what information I have. What is my writing speed? What is my capability to recall? What is my capability to join the dots? What is my capability to blend the wisdom and understanding of two different distinct chapters? Because UPSC is constantly blending the insights. So when I'm going to start with this given course, and all those students who take admission, I will encourage them to also have a look over the previous year question paper, because the questions that I'll create will be competing with, or it will try to match up to the level of civil services exam, so that a student feels the thrill, feels the challenge of writing this test. So the given possibilities that will be created associated with this given course is, which all of you can find out, is first and foremost, is everything good? Can anyone just write? Can anyone just text that is everything working fine? Because I can see that all of you are there, and I've not received any message. So we can just work it out. So when I'm talking about this today, as you can see, 3rd July, the workshop is there, the orientation program is there. After that, I'm aspiring to start the test from 5th of July, that is day after tomorrow. Suppose if you have not taken admission till now, or you're like, oh my God, this is like at a very short notice, maybe I need a week to prepare a chapter and then go ahead. If you are writing the mains this year, okay, then I can shift this date for you by just 3 to 4 days. If you're writing the mains exam, let's say next year, or you're writing a state commission, or you have completed the syllabus but not writing the mains, so I can shift the test as per your suitability by a week. But please remember, adhering to the timetable is essential. Okay. Now, so this is the tentative timetable that I have created for all of you. You can see that how the chunk of chapters has been created, how the chapters have been divided logically, because there's a logical precision how the chapters are interconnected with each other, right? So we all can reflect upon the given subsegment. The very first dimension is associated with, as all of you can see, it is related to the first three chapters. When I'm talking about the first three chapters, you can reflect upon the first subsegment of sociology, the discipline. Then we can see sociology as science and research methods and analysis. These are the first three chapters of sociology. So when we are talking about it, we can also reflect upon these three topics because they are interconnected. If you remember the syllabus in greater detail, you can see that in the very first topic, there is emergence of sociology. We also understand the background with respect to modernity, intellectual modernity and political modernity, and we can also see the economic modernity occurring in the world and how it was the game changer. It shaped the possibility of sociology. Then after that, we can further move ahead and we can see that the dilemma emerges that when we have a scientific discipline to study society, do we really need a distinct discipline, or like are the existing subjects sufficient? Is it like unnecessarily that we are creating a subject? So when this inquiry starts, we start understanding that how sociology is different from other social sciences, and then how sociology is different and distinct from common sense. And when all this debate and dilemma goes on, then we try to prove that it is the science of society. Hence, is sociology a science? If yes, then what kind of science? Natural science, social science? What are the qualities which makes sociology as a science? What is the element of fact, value, objectivity associated with sociology? And also the important sociological perspectives which we all can like observe, whether it is positivism, non-positivism, or rather interpretative sociology, whether it is Marxist perspective, whether it is functionalist perspective, feminist perspective, and what is the role of these perspectives in shaping our understanding of sociology. Furthermore, the third chapter, which talks about research methods and techniques, how we can conduct research in sociology, what are the tools, what is the role of variable, how we can attain reliability and validity in sociological research. All of it is in chapter 3. And what kind of application oriented questions are asked, that is also something which we will be reflecting over here. Simultaneously, after this, as we further move ahead, after the very first test that you take, there will be a test discussion on the very next day. So the test discussion is something which is going to nourish your understanding or insight pertaining to what you have written. The flaws, the drawbacks, the capability to interpret the question, which is not comprehensive enough, and what should have been written. So first the discussion followed by a model answer. All right. Along with that, you will also find the next test, that is on 11th of July, that is sociological thinkers. After the discussion related to all the 6 thinkers, now when a student is appearing for the test, prior to the appearing of that test, in the previous discussion, I will be discussing that what questions a student should expect, how the child should prepare, what are the areas that you should update, so that you have a sense of tentative understanding what to expect from the given area or the given possibility. All right. So when we are talking about this given proposition, when you are like continually working towards it, we can also reflect upon, like, let us say, other than this given dimension, we can also see that the sociological thinkers, how their ideas can be interconnected. Like, let's say if I'm talking about the idea of labor, so what is Karl Marx thinking about the labor, and what is Emil Durkheim talking about the idea with respect to the labor class? If we are talking about the concept of alienation of Karl Marx, can it be connected or compared with the idea of anomie, which Merton is talking about, or anomic suicide, which Durkheim is talking about? So when we are talking about a thinker, and any comparative insight or analysis or a continuity of idea, flow of idea is existing, that possibility shall be created and questions should be asked accordingly, because UPSC also engages with similar type of questions. Then we all can see we have stratification and mobility of paper 1. This stratification and mobility gains its insight in paper 2 through caste system and social classes in India. So stratification and mobility, caste system, social classes, and one more, that is work and economic life. These topics shall be asked in the very next week, followed by the test discussion, which all of you can see. Simultaneously, like on 25th of July, after this given sub-segment, I am proposing a combination of politics and society paper 1, paper 2, religion and society paper 1, paper 2, and then systems of kinship, popularly called family, marriage and kinship, paper 1, paper 2. So 3 chapters once again, just like, and so you can see if like for example thinkers, 6 of them are there, so it's just one topic. Chapter 1, 2, 3, it is in continuation, it has a logical corollary, so they are together. Here politics and society paper 1, paper 2, religion and society paper 1, paper 2, and systems of kinship paper 1, paper 2, that is something which is consolidated together and the test is conducted. Further, we also can see that by the very completion of this given area, almost the student is capable to appear for the entire sociology paper 1. That's why you can see entire sociology paper 1. Only topic, that is social change in modern society, that is the only topic which will be followed in the next test. That is the only topic the child will have to prepare extra. Other than that, whatever the student has studied previously for all the tests above, which you can see, shall be covered, consolidated together and asked in entire paper 1. Then further we can see, after this entire paper 1 followed by its test discussion, I am going ahead with social change in modern society. It also has its insight in paper 2, which is related to visions of social change in India. After this, we have challenges of social transformation, because when we are talking about change, we will connect it with transformation and the contemporary and current affairs issues which are associated with this dynamic topic, and then perspectives on study of Indian society of paper 2. These 3 consolidated areas clubbed together, we see that there is a test on 8th of August followed by 9th of August, the test discussion. Furthermore, as we move ahead, we also can see that then I consolidate the simpler topics like rural, industrial and tribal, all these 3 together. So we all can find that there is this impact of colonial rule in Indian society, industrialization and urbanization, because in this impact of colonial rule, you will be reflecting upon the unfolding of what was happening in Indian society, followed by further, we can also see village studies, and then we also have that industrialization and urbanization, tribals in India, the apostrophe is unnecessary, it is tribals in India, and then population dynamics. So all this consolidated together 16th of August followed by 17th of August, that is the test discussion. Furthermore, we also can see rural and agrarian social structure, rural agrarian transformation, social movements in modern India. All of this consolidated together, we have 22nd of August, whereby we will be conducting the test followed by the discussion. We can also see after this almost paper 2 is also completed. So entire paper 2 is something which would be asked after this, that is 29th of August followed by a discussion. 1 week break and then once again entire paper 1 and paper 2. So the wholesome syllabus, you revise it almost thrice. Once when you are appearing for that chapter, when you are writing the test, second time when you are doing the entire paper test, and third time when you are coming up with the consolidated test of paper 1, paper 2. So in this manner, I aspire to help you to cover the entire syllabus thrice. If you're writing the mains, so you are revising in your private capacity at home at least 3 to 5 times before writing the test, and then 3 times you're writing the test, right? So almost 8 to 10 revisions would get created before you write the mains in September. So this is what I aspire to create for all of you, and I'm trying to wrap it up by 6th of September so that you have a substantial chunk, that at least 10 days you have furthermore to reflect upon what went missing in your preparation with respect to the test, and what more can be further created related to the test answer. Okay, and what qualitative addition was further required, so that after 10 days, after almost 8 to 10 revisions and then like some qualitative addition, you are fighting like a pro in the mains exam if you are writing the mains this time. There are certain things associated with the course highlight which I would like to once again give you a brief insight. There are 11 tests whereby there are 7 sectional tests. Sectional tests because there are sections or areas, chapters and chunks that would be taught, and 4 full length tests. Then we have 10 detailed discussion sessions, means not just you are writing the tests, we are also having 10 detailed discussion sessions whereby whatever has been asked is explained to you in greater detail, and if you have faltered in the test, you can then and there raise the question. We can have one-on-one question, and through your query, your other batchmates and friends can also gain confidence, or they can also gain a clarity if they were also struggling with the vagueness of it, or some kind of lack of clarity was experienced. So this also can be facilitated. The model content of that given test question shall also be provided, which can also be considered as a reference material, so that if something similar is asked in the exam, you can reproduce, or if something similar is not asked but a reflective question is asked which can borrow certain insight from what has been asked in the test, you have the wisdom, or rather in the class I will share that in how many ways the same content can be utilized if the question flips, it changes, or there is some other kind of question which is, we can say, intriguing in nature or which is confusing in nature. What kind of possibility can further be created? We can also reflect upon the same. So this is something which I can share or I can suggest with respect to this given area. Furthermore, when we are talking about the same, we can also see this, that I would be creating a given dimension of this Telegram group, and in this, when we are talking about the given concerns pertaining to what all segments can be created. So in the Telegram group, I will be constantly sharing any latest update that has happened. Any student who is writing the mains this year can focus only till August. After that, the question paper is actually created at least I'm telling you, it is printed, published and shared at least 15 days in advance. So you don't need to bother about updating something in September. If you have updated till 15th of August, that's more than enough. So before 15th of August, or rather before 20th of August, because I don't want to overwhelm you with new information in the last moment. Okay, and I'll also take it in consideration that all those students who are not writing mains but they are like constantly in the mode of updating the content, the discussion carries forward. But those who will be writing the mains, I will encourage them, and definitely over the personal call or something like that, I'll counsel them how to go ahead with the things. So the Telegram group will be a closed group for all of us, whereby a higher level of discussion and qualitative insight is generated or created. This is going to be a closed group. This is not going to be a public channel for sure, because I already have the public channel. So I don't want to create a public channel for this purpose. This will be a closed channel so that the quality of discussion is not compromised, and only those students are a part of this group who are preparing at a higher level and have already completed the syllabus. So they are not struggling with basic concepts. So, and if someone is a beginner, then I will advise go for the beginners course, which I am going to start on 16th of July, which is a more detailed one and a simplified one. Then we also would be brainstorming over other potential topics that could be asked, or even though it is not a part of the test, but that should be connected if any subtopic was not covered in the test. Because see, sometimes it happens that I create a test and I'm like, okay, I have created 19 questions, but probably 4 or 5 more dimensions could have been created, or 3 or 4 other subsegments could have been blended and thought of. So there is a limitation to the number of questions I can put in the 3-hour test, right? But there is no limitation with respect to what you are preparing and what you are doing, because the examiner can come up with an nth number of question. So we will not stop brainstorming. That is something which is essential, right? So can we see our, yes, I can see your messages. How many total tests are there? Okay, Sant, I hope you can see this, that the total number of tests are 11. 7 are sectional tests and 4 are full length tests. All right. So in total we have 11 tests. 11 tests which are at the gap of almost 1 week, 5 days to 1 week, because one day also goes into the discussion part. So you'll have to attend that live, and when you are listening to that discussion, in that discussion I'll hint what is it that we are going to create in the next session. So this is what this session is all about when we are talking about the test series. And please remember, it's an advanced course, so any student who has just started with the journey, please seek admission in my beginners course, whereby hand holding, detailed explanation of the chapter, and like there also answer writing and test series is there. But if you have already completed the syllabus in your private capacity or writing the mains, then this course is cut out for you, because here I won't be mincing my words and I won't be getting into details. I'll be just like going ahead with like all the precise, crisp approach and all the segments that ought to be understood. I won't expect that I have to define Sanskritization. I'll expect that you know what is Sanskritization. There will be a lot of brainstorming and possibility of how many ways the concept can be taught and in how many ways the examiner can possibly or potentially ask a question. Because if I'm talking, like, let's say there is a topic of middle class, so in how many ways the topic of middle class can be asked? Like, for example, evolution of middle class is something which UPSC has not asked in past couple of years. But when we are talking about middle class, all subsegments, like in test, suppose I'm not giving you the question related to evolution of middle class, all right, but after the test, after discussing the content of the test, I can always share that there are other potential dimensions which can be related to the topic, but we can also divide those potential dimensions into important, very important, less important, miscellaneous. So certain categorization of other relevant areas shall also be highlighted despite the test series. Okay, so this is what I would like to share with all of you. So all the basic preliminary information associated with the test has been shared. Good afternoon, Ankit. So, and welcome. So if there are any other questions associated with this given area, please feel free to raise related to the test series if you want to ask. Related to the content, related to the delivery, related to the subtopics, you can just feel free to ask it and I shall substantiate it accordingly. It's just something whereby I would like to see a student always up on the feet, and I would expect the student, whether the student is writing the mains or not, to believe that I am writing the mains and I have to complete the entire syllabus like a dedicated main student. Can I share a little insight with all of you associated with the same? It so happened, this given experience that was there when I was myself a student, there was this senior, Aishwarya Singh, a very bright woman. So it so happened that in her first prelims, she couldn't clear the prelims and she was very disheartened. So generally sulking and getting upset and this and that really kills time. So that's what happened in her first attempt. But after that, in the second attempt, she really prepared very well for her prelims, sat for the exam and she couldn't clear it. And mind it, I'm talking about the times 2006, 7, 8, all those times. So at that time, only 4 attempts were there with general candidates. So when she burnt her second attempt, she felt too shocked, shell-shocked to even accept it. So she said, why should I believe I'm not writing the mains? And what she did was that she got enrolled into a test series, and then she started writing regular answers and practicing fiercely as if she is giving the mains that year. And when the mains paper came, Then she, like, the examiner was conducting the exam during the day, the question paper used to come to the regular market, and then she used to pick that question paper and she used to write the answers. After writing the answers, she used to reach out to the professors or the seniors who were teaching that subject and asking for their qualitative feedback, that what more could have been done, what tentative marks she would have got. And after getting that feedback and like kind of stabilizing with her preparation, that okay, this is what I would have got in my mains exam, by October, when she got that sense, then again she started fiercely preparing for that qualitative updation in her mains, because it's not the prelims that the marks are added, it's the mains which nourishes not only the mains marks, but also it nourishes the content of the interview. So she used to do that, and after that what happened was that third attempt she appeared, again wrote the prelims, again she flunked. So that was like, you can understand, it was like, again you are kind of zoned out for a week. But again she said the same thing, what if in my final attempt I get an opportunity to write the mains, I should be so very well prepared that my last option or last attempt should be my final attempt, like letting me sail through with flying colors. So she again prepared for her mains in the similar manner, writing a test series, appearing for the mains exam in the evening rather than morning, and then again updating what was missing by the time it was November, December, again getting back to the prelims cycle. And for final attempt, the fourth attempt, she cleared the prelims. But because she had the experience of writing two previous mains, because she prepared accordingly, so in the final attempt, she cleared the mains also, she got the interview call. Because many people say, oh, I did not write a mains ever in my life, so I was not trained enough, practiced enough. You don't need training and practicing taking place like only in the examination hall. That can be done outside the examination hall without necessarily burning your attempts. So in her final attempt, in the fourth attempt, that was her first mains. So in that first mains, she cleared her mains, then the interview, and she was all India under 20. Under 20. Okay. It was probably like 18 or 20th rank, something like that. So, and the year of selection was probably 2008 or 9. So this happened. So that's the power of answer writing. I always say that to my students, that even today, any student who gets selected is not getting selected by reading. The student is getting selected because of writing. The more you write, the more professed you are with the concept, with the idea, with the insight, with the fluidity, with the interconnection between the topics, the language and the speed. So if you want to write with precision and you want to really get a good rank, start getting into this preparation in this given manner. All right. So I believe this session can get concluded. If you're interested, if you trust me, and if you trust the process of learning with me, you are cordially invited for this test series, irrespective of the fact whether you're writing the mains this year or not. But if your preparation is through and thorough, then you can fight it fit with me. Whatever qualitative update is required through the test series, I shall do the hand holding. So thank you, best wishes, and have a good day. If anyone is having doubts, you can just inform me. And anyone who watches this session in a recorded mode, that student can also reach out to me. You can always write the question and I shall get back to you. All right. All right then. So I'll like look forward to your presence or your questions accordingly. I shall wrap up the session then. Thanks.